Okay guys, we are back, and in the previous video we set up our save system so we can save our individual lap. We can also save our best race time. So our save system is functioning, our checkpoint system is functioning, all our underlying system for our time attack racer are working together nicely, but it isn't looking very good. So let's take some time to start working on our HUD so that we have a way to communicate all this information to our players. So in this video, we're going to be working on the in-game HUD. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go down to the content browser. Before we can start working in the HUD blueprint, widget blueprint that is, we need to do a little bit of work inside of our player controller. One quick thing that we haven't done yet. So let's go ahead and open up our MyPlayerController blueprint. And with the MyPlayerController blueprint open, let's go to the My Blueprint panel. And there is our init text function. Go ahead and double click and open that up. It's going to bring us to the init text function graph here, which we have not set up. And we're going to need this to essentially convert all of our numerical formats, all of our numerical variables into text format so that our HUD can accurately display that text value through our HUD. So to do that, let's go to the My Blueprint panel, and under the value variables, here's all of our float values. Under the text variables, here are all of our text values. We need to convert these into these. We're going to do that by holding Control and taking our actual lap. Left click, drag that into the graph. Do the same thing while holding Control. Take max laps. Still holding Control, going to drag gold time, silver time, bronze time, best lap time, and best race time. So now that we have all of those in the graph, these are all the things that we need to pass to our in-game HUD. So let's just kind of line those up because we're going to convert them all to text format so that our HUD is nice and happy. So I'm going to scroll down to the text section now, get the text equivalent of those. So let's take our current lap here. I'm going to hold Alt now. While holding Alt, I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to Alt drag in max laps and gold time and silver time. Not silver time again, but bronze time, and best time text, and best lap. So I'm going to kind of arrange these a little bit because we're going to hook all these up. Actually going to move the best time text down to the bottom just so we're consistent with our variables on the left here. And we have two variables that are kind of the outcast here. These two variables, all we're going to do is just take our actual lap and just plug that directly into our current lap, like so that we set it. And our max laps, we're going to do the same thing. Just left click and drag and plug that in, like so. Now for all these other guys here, we have our handy text to time conversion node. So we're going to take off the gold time here. We're going to say time to text, like so. It's going to convert it into that timer style format that we like. So let's plug in our time as text in like so. Going to select the time to text now. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and I'm going to paste it 4 times so that we have one for each of these. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. I'm going to arrange all of these, something like this, and just going to hook them all up now, like so. And we need to hook them up to the sets, like so. And let's do one quick glance to make sure that we have everything we need. So we have actual lap being set to current lap, max laps being set to max lap, gold time and gold time, silver time and silver time, bronze and bronze, best lap time, best lap text, best race time, and best time text. So we have all of these set up. My naming conventions probably could have been better now that I think about it so that they're consistent. But I think we're good. Everything is set up. I'm just going to arrange them a little bit here, something like that. I think I just made it uglier, but we're good. Let's go ahead and actually hook all these up now. Drag off the init text output here and plug that in. And we're just going to wrap this around and hook all these up so that it runs through this entire chain and initializes all this text for us that we can then display on our HUD. So with all of those hooked up and connected, let's add a comment around all of these and hit C and say converts numerical values into text for the HUD. So that's all we're going to do inside the player controller blueprint. Let's go ahead and compile, save, and then close this blueprint. The next thing that we're going to do is work inside of our HUD. So to do that, let's go into the content browser. We're going to go into the UI folder, which we've been neglecting, and open up our HUD widget blueprint. So I'm going to double click, open it up. And we are now looking at Unreal Motion graphics. We are currently in a new editor. We have not touched this yet, so we're going to kind of explain it really quickly for those that are completely new. UMG is Unreal's visual UI designer. We are currently on the Designer tab, where we can visually lay out here in the center what we want our menus or interfaces or whatever we're creating our UI elements to look like. We can do so by dragging things from the palette, such as checkboxes, buttons, sliders, etc., dragging those directly into the graph and arranging them as we see fit. We can also drag things from the palette directly down into the hierarchy, which is similar to the world outliner. It's just a parenting structure, so we can parent things to one another and hide or display things. It just makes things a little bit easier. Directly below that is the animation section, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. And then in the upper right, we have the details panel, so we can modify the text and progress bars, etc., right here inside the details panel. If I click the graph tab, we'll hop over to the graph tab, and that should look very similar to what the blueprint editor interface looks like. There's some minor differences in here that can only be done in here instead of in the blueprint editor and vice versa. But we're not going to be doing too much here. Everything's going to be driven externally and passed to our HUD. So we're not going to have to do too much scripting here. So let's go back to the Designer tab, and let's begin working on our actual HUD. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hop over to the palette. We're going to grab a border widget, because everything is going to be placed on top of our border, so we'll get a nice background for our in-game HUD, which is the first piece of interface UI that we're going to create. So I'm going to left click and drag that and drop that down on top of the canvas panel here, like so. And when we do so, you see it's been added to the graph here. I'm going to select our border now. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to hit F2 and call it the Game HUD. So this is our in-game HUD. Over in the Designer now, I'm going to grab this little, if I mouse in a little bit, this little widget here at the bottom, kind of resize our HUD. So I'm going to resize it and just pull it out. Something, well, not that big, but something like that for now. We'll make adjustments to it later. Next thing I'm going to do, with our game HUD still selected, over in the details panel, let's change the brush color. Currently it's set to this white background. Feel free to keep that if you'd like, but we're going to change it. We're going to go down to the appearance section and the brush color and click this color picker here. It's going to open up a new window for us, which I can then drag around and change whatever I want the background for our in-game HUD to look like. So for us, we are actually going to use a black background, but we're going to set the transparency on it a little bit. So I'm going to change the alpha and drop that down to 0.25. So it's still black, but you can see through it a little bit. I think that's good. And I'm going to hit OK. So we have our border in place. Now we need to place things on top of this for display, so all of our information. So let's go ahead and start doing that. First thing that we're going to need, though, is a vertical box. So let's go down to the panel section of the palette, and let's grab a vertical box. So let's go ahead and find that. There it is. I'll left click and drag that on top of our game HUD. Now the vertical box, if I mouse over it, is a widget used for laying things out so that they are automatically laid out vertically. That's going to be perfect for our situation because we're going to have a bunch of information that we want to display vertically, and we're going to put that all inside of our vertical box. So the first bit of information that we're going to add, we're going to need a horizontal box for this one. So let's grab a horizontal box, left click, and drag that on top of the vertical box. And then select the vertical box. Well, we don't need to select it just yet. Let's scroll up inside the palette. Let's select a text widget, left click, drag and drop that into the horizontal box. So we have one text block in there. We're going to select the text. We're going to hit Control C. Now we're going to select the horizontal box and hit Control V. So that we have two text blocks side by side. And we're going to use this to display our gold time, so our gold, silver, and bronze. So let's actually rename these so that they're a little bit clearer. So I'm going to hit F2 on this and say this is the gold time text. The one below it, I'm going to select it and hit F2. This is the gold time value. So so the actual value. I'm then going to select both of these, and over in the Details panel, I'm going to set them to Fill. And then I'm also going to select the gold time text, and I'm going to justify that to the right so that it appears somewhat in the center like that. So we zoom in a little bit. So let's actually select our gold time text here, and over in the Details panel, I'm going to rename this and say this is gold space colon space enter. So it reads as gold space colon space enter. We can actually change the color of this too, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go down to the color and opacity here. Let's click this. We're going to change this to a goldish color. Something like, let's see. I know what gold is. I do. Something like that. It's more bronze, I guess. I guess we can make it a little bit more yellow-ish. That's good enough. Okay, there's our gold. Next to it, we have, if we select the text block here, let's go ahead and change this value. And we're going to change this to 00 colon 00.00. And we're going to hit enter. And now you can see we have our gold text display and our time. This time is actually going to be a variable. It's going to change. But for now, this will give us an idea of what our HUD will look like. So we're just going to enter that for now so we get an idea. Now, let's go ahead and select a horizontal box again, hit F2 on it, and we're going to call this gold time. So we know what it is. It's our gold time display, so I can collapse it now. And with it selected, we can hit Control C, select our vertical box, hit Control V. We can hit Control V again to give us a third. Now we have our gold, silver, and bronze, and we can just make some slight modifications to those. So let's select this one in the center here and hit F2 and call it silver time. Select the one below it, hit F2, and call this bronze time. Now we can expand those two and just make some quick adjustments to the text. Let's call this let's see, F2. Let's call this silver time text, and let's call this silver time value. So select this one and F2 on bronze time text and bronze time value, just so that we know what they are. Let's go ahead and select the silver time text now, change the color to something silver, so I'm going to put that back in the center like so, just move it up a little bit. I think that's good. That's silver. And let's select our bronze. Oh, well, let's actually rename this to silver while we're at it. That would probably help. So let's change the gold to silver, like so. Select the final one here, so let's select that, and let's rename this to bronze, like so. Let's click the color and opacity. Let's change that to a bronze color, something like that's a sad bronze. It's more brown, but it's different enough from gold, so let's go ahead and use that. So there we go. We have our gold, silver, and bronze displayed. Let's continue now. So let's minimize these. Let's actually go ahead and select our bronze. Let's hit Control C, and let's select our vertical box and hit Control V and Control V one more time. We're going to use these second two here. We'll use this horizontal box, this one here. We'll use this for the lap counter, and we'll use this one here to display the best time for the map. So let's actually select the bottom one and hit F2 on it, and let's call this best time, like so. I'm going to expand it now, and we're going to change the text here. We're going to hit F2, best time text, and let's select this, hit F2, best time value, like so. Let's select the text, and over in the details panel, let's change the content. Let's say best time space colon space enter. And let's change the color. Let's change the color and opacity. Feel free to choose whatever color you'd like. Let's make ours yellow, like so. There we go. And then let's actually let's go up one now to this horizontal box. This is going to be our lap counter. So let's hit F2 on it and call it lap counter, like so. And it's going to need a couple more text variables or widgets in it. So let's actually select one of these, hit Control C, select the lap counter, and then hit Control V and Control V again so that we have 4. And we're going to have to make some modifications to this. So let's actually start doing that. Over in the details panel, let's set this first text content here to lap space colon space. And actually, I'm going to select all of these right now by holding Shift. And we're going to change. Can I change the color for all of these? Yeah, I can. Let's change the color for all of these. Oh, I can't. Can I? No, I can't pick the color picker. I guess I can enter in the values. So we'll just hit 1, 1, 1, like that. So these are all white. Because we're going to have our lap just appear all white. So I think that's good. Back to our lap, actually. I don't want to put a colon there, so let's actually just call it lap, like so. And let's go ahead and select the second one here. We're just going to say 1. And the third one, we're going to say this is of. And then finally, this is 3. Again, these are variables, and these will all get updated through script. But for now, I think this is fine. We do need to make some adjustments to the layout of these. So let's go ahead and make sure that they are all, can I do this? Hold Shift. All justified to the left, like so. And set the size to auto instead of fill, like so. So that will get them all sitting along the left side like this. But there is one thing that we're going to do. We're going to select the lap counter here. And for this one, we're going to go over to the details panel, and we're going to set this to, not this one actually. So it is horizontally aligned in the center, so that will center it up for us. We do want a little bit of space in between these, so what we're going to do for these is go to the palette, and we're going to expand primitive. And there's a spacer widget, which we can use to add space between any of our widgets. So I'm going to left click and drag a spacer, not on top of the lap counter, but in between lap and 1, like so. So it adds a spacer between it. Going to do the same thing following the 1. And then one more following the of. So it's lap spacer 1, spacer of, spacer 3. I'm going to hold Control, or select the first one, hold Control and select each of our spacers, hop over to the details panel, change the padding of these to 5, which will give us some paddings before and after. So I'm going to hit 5, and that spaces them all out, so it reads as 1 of 3 now, which looks a little bit better. So the last thing that we are missing for this actually is our player time. So let's go ahead and add that. So let's collapse that. So let's go up. For this one, we're going to do a little bit different. Everything we've been doing so far has been done inside of horizontal boxes. For the player time, we're going to use a vertical box for this. So it's going to read vertically. So let's go up and grab a vertical box from the panel. Left click, drag and drop that down. We're going to drop that down right after our bronze time here. So go ahead and drop it right in between bronze time and lap counter, like so. And inside of it, we're going to have 2 text variables. So let's, or not variables, text widgets. Let's go ahead and grab a text widget and drop it into the vertical box. And let's take one more, drag and drop it into the vertical box. Oh, I didn't drop it in there. Drop it in there. So now that we have both of those in there, let's make some adjustments to these. I'm going to hit F2 on this and call this player time text. And I'm going to select this one, hit F2. Player time value, like so. And for the player time text, I'm going to go to the details panel, change this to say your time. Again, you can have this say whatever you'd like. I'm going to select the text below it. Over in the details panel, we're going to set this to 00:00.00, just so we get an idea of what everything looks like. I'm going to change this color. I'm going to pick the color picker for our player's time. We're going to make this green so it's way more apparent, like so. And we're also going to bump up the size. So right here you can change the font to different font styles if you'd like, if you want it bold or italic things. We're just going to change the size for now, make this 42 so it is much bigger, like so. And then we need to make sure that it is aligned with the rest of our options here. So I'm going to hit Align Center like so. Then going to take our text, set that up, and say Justification Center like so. So now we have all of our setup here. There's a little bit more that we need to do and we'll be done and we'll close out this video. In the next video, we will implement this and test it and continue with our splash screen as well, which won't take as long because we're going to copy and make modifications from this. So let's go ahead and go to the Game HUD border here. Let's go down to the details panel over here. Let's scroll all the way down. There's a render transform section here. Go ahead and expand transform. And we're going to go to the shear option. So if I scroll this section here, you can see I'm kind of adjusting how the border is displayed. I'm just going to play with it and put it at, say, something like that, 0.15. So it just gives it a little bit of a more stylized look, like so. Now we can kind of resize this and push it in a little bit, something like that. So our HUD is set up. The last thing we're going to do, I'm going to actually move my HUD to the right side of the screen, like so. So it appears up here. And since we've moved it, we need to use what's called an anchor in UMG. And anchors are used to anchor your widgets to fixed locations, regardless of screen size. So right now, our widget is currently anchored to the upper left. So wherever we place it, it will be relative to this anchor in the upper left. We're going to actually go to the details panel, click this anchors drop down, and change that to the upper right, like so. And with that, we're pretty much done. All we need to do now is hook up all of our variables, which will only take a few seconds, actually, maybe a little bit more than a few seconds, but a minute or two, and we should be done. So to do that, let's actually compile and save, so make sure that we have everything saved. And let's go to the graph. So I'm going to go to the graph now. And on the graph, we have two nodes that are here by default. Let's go ahead and kill the event tick. We're not going to need that. And there's also the event construct. So this is called after the underlying slate widget is constructed. This is basically kind of like an event begin play. When this widget is constructed, execute whatever is connected to this, this node here. All we're going to do in our graph here is right click and get player controller. So get the player controller and cast to my player controller. So cast to my player controller so that we can access it. We're going to hook that up like so. We're going to promote this to a variable by right-clicking, promote to variable, and we're going to call it controller reference like so. That's all we're doing on the event graph. That's all we have to do. We're just going to add a comment around this and hit C. And then all we're going to say is get reference to player controller. Well, actually, let's name it my player controller. So we're going to compile now. Make sure we compile and save. If we go back to the designer tab now, let's go back to the designer tab. And we select each of our variables here. So our gold time, which is going to be a variable. Let's go ahead and select that. Over in the details panel now, for that text content that we created, there's an option next to it called bind. Click this drop down, and right there is sub-object properties controller reference, which we just created. If we go to that, we have all those variables that we created ready to just plug in. That's all we got to do. So for gold, all we're going to do is set it to equal gold time text, our gold time text variable. So go ahead and select that. And now, whenever gold time text is updated, whenever that variable inside of our player controller blueprint is updated, it will also be updated in our HUD. There's no extra work that we need to do. It will just automatically happen. So that's very handy for us. So let's go ahead and do the rest of these. So we're going to select the silver. Let's click the drop down, controller reference, assign this to silver time text. Just take the bronze here, select the drop down, controller reference, and bronze. Let's go to the player time now. We're going to select this, click the drop down, controller reference, and this is going to be the, where is it? Race time text. So it's going to be race time text. The lap 1 of 1, so go ahead and select the 1 here. Click the drop down. This is going to be, I think it's actual lap, or current lap is what we called it. So current lap, go ahead and select that. The 3, click the drop down. This should be max lap, like so. And then finally, the best time text. Go ahead and click the drop down, controller reference, and where is it? Best time text. Now we're not displaying the best lap here, but in the splash screen we will. And we already have that variable ready for us. We also have the name of the map, ready text, and save slots, etc., all ready for us to use. But for the best time, go ahead and make sure that you choose best time text. So with all of that, let's compile and save. And we're actually going to pause here. We've set up our HUD. If we played in the editor now, it would be displayed because we've set it up to display. Actually, let's test that and see. Let's test that before we close. So I'm going to move that over, play. Yep, it is working. I guess I should have tested that. So there you go. Look at that. Our gold, silver, and bronze are currently displayed on our HUD. Our time is currently ticking over. Our best time is being pulled from our save file and displayed right there in the HUD for us. So that is actually going to do it for this video. We're going to pause here, pick it back up in the next video where we continue on our splash screen. And that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching.